Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and just got back from a week in Mexico with the family. It was very relaxing. Good to be back on video. I think we've only done 2 or 3 in the month of March, which has been a bit of an off month. But the first thing I want to talk about today is the Milton buyer class. We're doing it this Saturday. There's still, I think, 2 seats left. I'm still kind of getting my brain back into work mode. But here's the thing. I want to talk about the cost of waiting. And so this is a page from the March 2014 Milton price report. So February 2014, January, December. And you can see the average price in this example for a freehold townhouse without condo fees was $393,000 1 year ago in February. Now, I just looked at the February numbers in 2015. And I'm going to pause for a second. I want you to think in your head, what do you think that number is? What's the average price for a freehold townhouse in Milton in February 2015? Now, the answer may surprise you. It's $445,000, which is about a $50,000 increase or $1,000 a week. So, from a short-term perspective, I know you can look at interest rates and say we're a little bit lower this year than last year. That is true. However, $1,000 a week, that's a big deal. And it's very hard for someone who's working, paying rent, saving up, what do you save, $1,000 a month for a down payment? You're behind the 8 ball. And there are even programs available. We talk about them at the Milton buyer class where you can buy a home even with 0 down payment. You gotta have good credit, good job, and a couple other things. But it is an opportunity for buyers right now. So anyway, detached homes. $580,000 last year, February 2014, $645,000 in 2015. So again, that's over $1,000 a week that homes have been going up. Now, long term, there's nobody that ever regrets buying real estate 20 years down the road. Now, short term, it's true. Prices may go down. Interest rates can go up. A lot of things can happen in the short term. But the point I'm trying to make is if you couldn't buy a home in the last 12 months, for whatever reason, that's fine. I'm not here to make you feel bad. If you're waiting for the sake of waiting or because you have a lack of information, what's going to happen is it's going to continue to get harder and harder, at least in the next 6 months, to buy a home. So if you want to learn everything that you need to know, the steps, the cost, pictures from home inspections, 3 government programs that could combine to save you up to $15,000 when you buy a house. Come to the class, learn something. There's no cost to attend. Just bring a food bank donation. That's your admission. And I think you'll really, really enjoy it. Okay, so miltonbuyerclass.com is where you go. And if you want a copy of the monthly Milton price report, you go to miltonpricereport.com. Now, Maple Crossing is at $299. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 washroom. And aside from the creepy car wash picture, what I wanted to point out, I don't know why this made me laugh, but the bobblehead shelf in the 2nd bedroom, maybe just a shelf might be the thing to describe it, but the bobblehead shelf for some reason made me laugh. Maybe it's just a vacation brain. $299 seems a little bit high for a smaller 2-bedroom with only 1 washroom. But there's not a whole lot on the market right now, and the 1-bedrooms are starting to creep up even into the anywhere from $260 to even $280 or $290. So maybe that 2nd bedroom will come in handy. Now, Suter Court, $345,000, $999. It's getting very hard to find a freehold townhouse under $350,000 today, as you can tell from the average price, which is $100,000 more than this. This is the Cherrywood model. It's about 1050 square feet. And so you've got a living dining, you have 2 bedrooms upstairs. And I know this is a good deal because this same model just listed at $359 and sold conditional while I was gone. Another one sold at $370, which I think had no business selling up at $370, but it is what it is. So this one should attract a lot of attention and it's not going to last long. So jump on that one quick. Give us a call if you want to see it. Now, just because it's rainy outside doesn't mean I'm trying to be a rain cloud, but I'm curious if you can guess what this one on Beard sold for back in the day, because it's one of the first phases that Mattamy built. What was the sticker price from the builder? $439 asking. Obviously it didn't have a finished basement and so on, but this one might have gone for $160,000 to $170,000. Now listing at $439, 14 years later, whatever. You want to make sure that the roof is done. This neighborhood is coming basically due on roofs very, very soon. End unit, all brick croft side. It's got a really nice layout inside. I like the offset tiles too in the kitchen. That kind of subway tile design looks really nice. And it looks like it's put together well. Finished basement. You have 2 full bathrooms upstairs. And this is the price for these ones. I think that having the end unit plus the all brick is very good, because something like this, it looks like they stuccoed this one. That doesn't look original. The one on this side looks more original. And you're dealing with a lot of maintenance on the wood on something like this. So I like the fact that stucco here, because what does that mean? It means your neighbors take care of their house, which is always a good sign. And people can tell you that, you know, your neighbors could move out. Yes, that's true. But the thing is, a home that does stucco, if it is in fact stucco, it's likely to attract somebody who recognizes the value in that and also takes care of their house. So what we see is that homes tend to attract the same people over and over and over. I've even seen where teachers buy from other teachers, police buy from other police. It's almost creepy. It's like the bizarro Seinfeld effect. I see it all the time. Now, I like a lot of things about this one on Featherstone. $499 is the price. You've got side-by-side parking in the driveway. It looks like an aggregate concrete of some kind, pebbled, some kind of concrete on the driveway. It's not asphalt. Anyway, you've got one big main floor room, and it's 9-foot ceilings, and then you've got a kitchen with an eat-in. Now, some of the colors are a little bit old-fashioned. I mean, this, think about this, was built, you know, more than 10 years ago. The styles have changed, and, you know, green bathrooms are no longer people's high on their priority list, but it looks like the basement's done, and there's a shower downstairs, and then you've got a 105-foot deep lot. So you've got 4 bedrooms, you've got a finished basement, detached home, double car parking in the driveway, bathroom downstairs, and a deep lot. So there's all kinds of things that you get. This kind of price, under $500, it's very hard to find all of that together. You may just have to come in and do a bit of cosmetic work if you don't like the tiles, for example. Now this one on Cooper, they mentioned the Hayden model. It's actually 1435 square feet, and it's on a big pie-shaped lot for $539. So essentially what you have is 2 main floor rooms plus your kitchen. The pantry is a smart addition here because there's not a ton of storage space in the kitchen. And then you've got your 3 bedrooms plus 2 washrooms upstairs. Awesome lot, amazing lot. But I look at, you know, there's a 2,000 square foot home, double garage with this same size lot that sold at $579 a couple months ago. So for the difference, is it worthwhile to hang on and get a larger property? The property, the land itself is the same size, but a larger house with a double garage for, on a mortgage, a couple $100 a month. As brokers, we can see different things than the public can see. So one of the things that concerned me with this one on Savaline is in the broker comments, it says, per the tax assessment, the square footage of this one is 2199 square feet. Well, it's not. It's 2053 square feet. And when you value homes at probably 75 to 100 a square foot of upstairs living space, it's like that can make a big difference in someone's decision. So anyway, there's one on this one on Savaline. There's another one on Yates. It's a Snowberry. It's a great layout. I think the one on Yates is around this price. I don't know, busier streets, right? So that's one of the things to consider, is that if your kids are going to play out in the front, are you going to encounter problems with traffic whizzing by? Last properties on the list, there's 2 live works. There's the ones on Main Street, and now they've opened up the parking on Main Street, which I actually looked in this project, and that was one of my drawbacks to buying is I thought there's not enough parking in these live works. Now there is enough parking over at Derry and Thompson. This is a larger unit. And again, in the broker's comments, they give us the rents here. Now, the commercial rents, they're not specific if it's gross or net. If it's net, then there's some other costs that might be shared. So it is possible that the numbers may look better, but I was thinking, if you're open to it, if not, you can stop the video. If you're open to it, then let's go through some of the numbers here. So we've got 3,200 total square feet, which includes 825 on the ground floor, which is rented to a salon. And they rent that, I think, for $23.74. And let's go back up to the top here. So, and then the upstairs, the residential part is rented for $1,900 a month. So you look at potential rental income. Is that enough rent? Is there a possibility of getting more rent from somebody else? That's something you look at on an investment property. Is there an opportunity to improve what's there? Anyway, so your gross rent is $42.74. It could be a little bit more, or actually it would be the same, but the tenant would actually share some of your, basically your condo fees on a TMI type of thing if it's a net commercial lease. Anyway, that's beyond the scope of this video. Let's say you bought it for $830,000. It's listed at $838,000. I think that's a reasonable assumption, which means you've got $166 down payment, plus you also have, a few percentage points on closing costs, lawyer fee, land transfer tax, and so on. So if you had $200,000 in your pocket, you'd be fine to buy something like this. Your mortgage is $664,000. Your gross rents yearly based on this, $42.74 times 12 is $51. Now you have any prudent investor is going to look at this thing called vacancy allowance, which is 5% of the time the tenant's not going to pay me. Although in a commercial lease, it's usually pretty good. But commercial leases are tough because in between tenants, there could be a larger time period. Anyway, good investors will look at the fact that, hey, you know what? I've got a budget for the fact that 1 in 20 months, I'm not getting paid for whatever reason. So your net revenue is $48,000. Your total expenses are $11,000. But here's the thing. So property tax, $61. That's pretty fixed. I called it at $100 for insurance a month. I'd have to look into that to make sure. Repairs and maintenance. Here's the thing. This property is probably going to need a paint job once in a while. Broken toilet, furnace may break down. I mean, it's a big property, so you have to look at stuff like that. So I'll put $2,000 a year. Depending on what you put in there, it can change a lot. And then the management is what I've included as essentially condo fees, okay? You can also hire a separate property manager. But I think in this example, for simplicity, we'll say the condo fees are $315 a month. That spits out about $3,800 per year on an annualized basis. Expenses are $13,000, which is about 25% of your income. Your net operating income, which is a very important number for investors, is $35,000. So even with a mortgage at 3%, and remember, part of this is a commercial property, so commercial rates are higher. You might be looking at discrepancies there. Your monthly cash flow in this example is minus $173. So, when we talk about great investment, solid income, well, you're pitching out of pocket. So it's to me, it's not really, the numbers here from what I'm seeing are not what I'd consider to be the ideal investment property. Now, again, this is subject to a lot of fact finding, but I wanted to show you how the process of how we would look at an investment property. Now, even if you were pitching out money, you'd still, there's a measure called cap rate, which is how quickly do you recapture your original investment. That's the easiest way to describe it, at 4.2%. So you're looking in about 25 years, you would make back all of your original investment, which was, let's just call it about $200,000. Okay, so that is the essence of what this is about. I would say that the most important thing for me, when I see this line red, it means we're in the negative. I don't want to see that. I want to see positive cash flow. And if your cap rate is too low, what'll start to happen is if the market changes, if you've got to refinance or anything like that, you don't have any buffer there. And the worst thing with an investment property is where you're pitching money into it to make it work on the hopes that in the future that you're going to see appreciation on the property, and that's not always guaranteed. So we want to make sure that every month, no matter what happens, you make money on that property. So if you want more information about investing in real estate, let us know. But that's a quick and dirty summary of how I would look at a property like this. And as it stands now, I don't know if this would be the property that I would be looking at as my sort of first, second, or even fifth investment property from what I'm seeing so far. So there we go. That's the list. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it was a little wordy. Maybe I had all this pent-up Milton Daily Homes energy from being on vacation, but I hope you enjoyed it. Come to the buyer class this Saturday armed with information. You're going to be a much more educated buyer. You're going to save money and time, and definitely heartache from missing out or buying the wrong properties. So many ways that you could actually, there's a lot of pitfalls in the home buying process, not to scare you, but to tell you the truth. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes. Thanks for watching.